Each dawn offers the mind a blank canvas, but only those who consciously pick up the brush create the masterpiece of their day. And that is the thought for today. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about morning as your mental reset button. Enjoy. There's something almost magical about the first few moments after you wake up. Your mind is clear, your thoughts haven't yet been cluttered by the day's demands, and you have this brief window where anything feels possible. This isn't just a feeling. It's an opportunity. Morning is your mental reset button, and learning to use it intentionally can transform not just your day, but your entire life. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how to harness the unique power of morning to reset your mental state, clear yesterday's residue, and set yourself up for a day that aligns with your highest intentions. Think about your computer when it starts to run slowly. Programs are lagging, files won't open properly, and everything feels sluggish. What do? You restart it. You give it a fresh beginning, clearing the memory and allowing it to function at its optimal capacity again. Your mind works in remarkably similar ways, and morning is nature's way of offering you that restart. But here's what most people miss. The reset doesn't happen automatically. Just because you've slept doesn't mean you've truly reset. Sleep restores your body and processes your experiences. But the mental reset, the conscious clearing of yesterday's mental clutter, and the intentional setting of today's direction, that requires your participation. Every morning, you wake up with what researchers call a clean slate of mental energy. Your willpower is at its peak, your decision-making capacity is fresh, and your mind is most receptive to positive programming. This is your golden hour for mental reset, but it's also the most vulnerable time for mental contamination. The moment you reach for your phone, check the news, or dive into your email, you're essentially downloading yesterday's problems, other people's priorities, and the world's chaos directly into your freshly reset mind. It's like installing malware on a clean computer. You're taking that beautiful, clear mental state and immediately cluttering it with external noise. Instead, what if you treated those first few minutes of consciousness as sacred time for mental calibration? What if you use morning as an intentional reset button, rather than just another transition into busyness? The power of morning lies in its potential for conscious choice. When you first wake up, you have the opportunity to choose your mental state before the day chooses it for you. You can decide what thoughts to think, what energy to cultivate, and what intentions to set before external circumstances start making those decisions for you. This doesn't require hours of elaborate morning routines or complex rituals. It requires awareness and intention. It means recognizing that the first few minutes of your day are setting the tone for everything that follows and choosing to use that time wisely. Consider starting with just 3 simple reset practices. First, before you do anything else, take 5 conscious breaths. Not just breathing, but conscious breathing, feeling the air enter and leave your body, using breath as an anchor to the present moment. This simple act begins to clear the mental fog and center your awareness. Second, set a clear intention for the day, not a to-do list or a schedule, but an intention for how you want to show up. Do you want to approach the day with patience, with curiosity, with gratitude? Choose one quality you want to embody and let that intention guide your mental reset. Third, spend a moment appreciating something in your immediate environment, the warmth of your bed, the light coming through the window, the simple fact that you've been given another day. This practice shifts your mind from scarcity to abundance, from problems to possibilities. The beautiful thing about using morning as your mental reset button is that it creates a ripple effect throughout your entire day. When you start with clarity and intention, you're more likely to make conscious choices rather than reactive ones. When you begin with gratitude and presence, you're more likely to notice opportunities and beauty that you might otherwise miss. Your morning reset doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be the same every day. Some mornings you might have more time, some less. Some days you might feel naturally clear, others more clouded. The key is consistency in the intention, not perfection in the execution. Remember that every morning is a gift, a chance to begin again, to choose differently, to reset your mental state, and approach life with fresh eyes. You don't have to carry yesterday's stress into today. You don't have to wake up where you went to sleep mentally and emotionally. Morning is your mental reset button. Press it intentionally, use it wisely, and watch how it transforms not just your mornings, but your entire experience of being alive. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening.